Tuesday greetings and a warm welcome to tonight's edition of Primetime News. I'm Salima Shimwefeleni Masipa. As usual, if it's your first time joining us, please subscribe, hit the like button, and be sure to click on the notifications bell to stay up to date with the latest happenings locally and globally. We begin the bulletin with the Ministry of Health. Executive Director in the Ministry of Health and Social Services, Ben Nangobe, says if Namibia's COVID-19 vaccination uptake continues at the current slow pace, it will take the country at least 3 years to reach herd immunity. Maria Kanjungu compiled our first report.
Namibia is not on track to reach herd immunity by vaccinating 60% of the population by March 2022, nor is the country on track to reach the World Health Organization target of vaccinating 70% of the eligible population by mid-2022. The World Health Organization defines herd immunity as the indirect protection from an infectious disease that happens when a population is immune either through vaccination or immunity developed through previous infection. According to data provided by the Ministry of Health by 15 February 2022, Namibia had administered 435,021 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine, representing 23.5% of the target population. Only 20.7% of the target population, or 369,035 people, were fully vaccinated by the same date. The executive director added that misinformation, misconception and myths continue to circulate on social media, discouraging people from getting vaccinated. He added that many people end up learning the hard way. They don't get vaccinated, or they're persuaded from getting vaccinated, and when they get infected, they are adversely affected.
Former unionist and cabinet member, the late Alpheus Muhewa, will be laid to rest at Ochungundu village in the Daures constituency in Erongo region on Friday.
The funeral arrangements were confirmed to Nampa by a close relative, Hofnika Nanjambo, on Monday, who added that the late Muhewa will be buried next to his mother as per his last wish. The last memorial service in his honor will be held at the Holy Rosary Parish Roman Catholic Church in Swakopmund on Wednesday, while a second memorial service will take place at the late Muhewa's residence at Otumwe village in the Daures constituency. The 65-year-old Muhewa died from COVID-19 complications last week in Swakopmund. The former NUNW president was elected to the National Assembly of Namibia in the 2009 general elections and was appointed Deputy Minister of Labour and Social Services. He is survived by his wife and 3 children.
Moving on to the Kunene region, the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture has purchased 83 mattresses and 22 double bunker beds for the community hostel at the Oshirunda Combined School.
This was announced in a media statement on Monday by the ministry's executive director Sanit Steenkamp, following reports on social media last week of mattresses and beds being in disrepair at the said hostel. She clarified that the ministry built 2 hostel blocks at the aforementioned school in 2020. She added that the hostel in question is a community-run establishment, and the photos that have been circulated on social media were taken from old self-built informal hostel blocks. Steenkamp said the region's Directorate of Education, Arts and Culture assessed the situation, identified a need for hostel furniture, purchased the mattresses and delivered them to the hostel on Thursday, 17th February 2022, with the beds following in due course. The statement emphasized that the hostel in question is a community hostel and the government subsidy that allows the school to meet all basic hostel needs was only recently approved. Steenkamp also stated that the ministry will continue to provide a conducive environment for quality and inclusive education.
In a boost for agricultural production for the Oshana region, Minister of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Kale Schlettwein, recently launched an equipment program in the region to help enhance agricultural productivity as well as reduce imports of staple foods into Namibia.
In a media statement availed to Nampa on Monday, the minister said the project has 2 sub-components, namely agricultural, mechanization and certified seed system improvement. He noted that this directly responds to the 5th National Development Plan and the Harambee Prosperity Plans and their focus on structural transformation through increased agricultural production and productivity. Schlettwein said the project will also help to facilitate job creation and enhance household incomes while improving the livelihoods of people in rural areas. He added that the equipment includes jab seed drillers operated by hand-operated seedling transplanters, and knapsack sprayers, which will be available at agricultural development centers in all regions. He explained that farmers will loan the equipment at a minimal fee, with the exception of the knapsack sprayer, which will be used by ministerial staff only to control pests and diseases in farmers' fields in the event of an outbreak.
Your top roundup is up next. Continental Business News dominates the segment tonight. A senior official for the International Monetary Fund told AFP today, as she began a mission to the troubled Horn of Africa, that the institution could halt its program in Somalia in 3 months if long postponed national elections encounter fresh delays. AFP gives us an in-depth report.
Laura Yaramilo Mayor, the fund's mission chief for the country, said the IMF program in Somalia is due for a review in mid-May. But election delays mean that a new administration may not be ready to endorse planned reforms in time. She told AFP in an interview that review of the IMF supportive program for Somalia needs to be completed by May the 17th, 2022, and if it's not completed by that date, the program automatically terminates. That in turn would severely affect the impoverished country's budget, and an agreement to reduce its debt from $5.2 billion in 2018 to a target of $557 million eventually, she added. Somalia's polls are more than a year behind schedule, with voting for the lower house of parliament due to be completed by Friday, a deadline many observers expect the country to miss, with over 100 seats still pending.
The agriculture authorities of Mozambique announced Monday that the country's livestock sector has been registering a positive production performance, with the annual growth rate exceeding 9% in the past 10 years. Xinhua brings us more.
Speaking during the first National Livestock Forum in Maputo, the National Director of Livestock Development, Americo de Conceição, told the forum that the country's livestock production rose from a baseline of 32,000 tons in 2011 to 160,000 tons in 2021. The director said in 2021 alone, chicken production was more than 135,000 tons, positioning Mozambique only behind South Africa in the Southern African Development Community, and the country ranks 8th in terms of production of cows in the region. The agricultural official said vaccination programs are among the reasons that led to the positive performance of livestock production, and the authorities are still implementing more programs to boost the production in the near future.
With the business news, we've come to the end of the top news segment for tonight. Stay tuned for the economics roundup, followed by the weather forecast.
warm welcome to All Things Sport on Sport Planet with me, Michael Madimba. Football dominates the segment. If winning La Liga caused Atletico Madrid to soften their edge or lose their identity, a Champions League tie against Manchester United could be a chance for them to get it back. Let's get more insight from AFP.
From the highs of winning their second league title in 25 years have come the lows of humiliating defeats, unprecedented fragility in defense, and introspection over style and application that has left even Diego Simeone's future in doubt. And yet, amid all the soul-searching and despair, there have been pockets of resistance, a handful of rare but uplifting performances dotted across a miserable season, each of them sparking hope that a corner was about to be turned. After losing away to Alaves, Atletico rallied against AC Milan at the San Siro, coming from a goal down to win 2-1, Luis Suarez scoring a penalty in the 96th minute. After losing at home to Mallorca, they prevailed in an all-or-nothing match against Porto in Lisbon, a fiery 3-1 win, dragging them into the Champions League last 16. After beating Osasuna on Saturday, Simeone was asked if the win could be a spur for the meeting with Manchester United at the Wanda Metropolitano. Everything helps, he said. No year is the same in football or in life. There are always obstacles, and that's what we have now, a test. Let's see if we are up to it.
On to a developing story. Doctors treating Brazilian football legend Pelé on Monday revealed that he would remain in hospital beyond his scheduled stay owing to a urinary infection. The 81-year-old was admitted to Sao Paulo's Albert Einstein Hospital on February the 13th to continue chemotherapy after surgery to remove a tumor from his colon in September. Xinhua brings us the details.
In January, the former Santos and New York Cosmos star said he was feeling well and ready for the next game, alluding to upcoming chemotherapy sessions. Widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time, Pelé scored a world record tally of 1,281 goals in a 1,363-match professional career that spanned 21 years. He was capped 91 times for Brazil, scoring 77 international goals.
Stay tuned for your sports roundup. With that, we've come to the end of tonight's edition of Primetime News. Many thanks for making a date with us. Another parting reminder that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, share, and click on the notifications bell to stay posted on the latest happenings domestically and internationally. Do feel free to add your comments as well in the comment section. Catch us tomorrow for your midweek edition of Primetime News. From myself, Michael Madimba, and the entire production crew, it's good night.